Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live webinar with Elite Currency. My name is Chris Svorcik. Thank you for joining the live webinar or watching the recording, of course, as well. We're going to take a look at the performance of February 2024 in this webinar of 7th of March 2024. And we're going to take a look at technical analysis, charts of our favorite indices and instruments, okay, including the euro dollar, of course. So let's start with February 2024 performance. Over the board, we had only positive results on each of the 7 systems. And you see in the right column the total performance on March the 5th, because that's when I was preparing this webinar. So let's start with the best performers, Flagship and Athena EA. They both had positive months. Flagship and almost plus 10%, a wonderful plus 9.27%. And in about 2 years, we made 123.48%. But we've been actually trading this for more than 4 years. But the accounts, the newest accounts that we have with a mixture of brokers has been for about 2 years now, or a little bit more in the meantime. The back office that we created at Elite Currency for monitoring and tracking. It shows all of that, and I'll show you some screenshots and live how that looks like. And of course, the MyFX book stats as well for Flagship. But yeah, we've been trading with it for more than 4 years. We've had wonderful results with Flagship, which is why I invest the majority, by far the most capital in Flagship. But I like to diversify, and that's why I also have capital in the rest of the EAs. Okay, but their trading history is a little bit shorter than 3 years. With Flagship is more than 3 years. So of course, this balance might change as soon as the results in the future, I should say, are just as good for these EAs. I might diversify the capital even more. But this is, of course, a thing that I update every month, every quarter. I keep an eye on the performance, the stats, the market. How long has this EA been trading? And then I decide about the distribution of my investments over this portfolio. Sometimes we add systems or remove it. For the moment, most of my capital is on Flagship because of the length, because of the results, because of the low drawdown. But certainly, I'm keeping an eye on these other EAs as well. And let's take a look at those then. Athena EA had 1.84% in February, almost 100% in total. So those two are the best. But we also have new EAs, relatively new from last year, Cronus and Hades, performing very well, 6.07. Hades plus 2.4. The total Cronus 47, and Hades more than 38%. And then we have the weakest 3, ECS Signals, Hermes, and Zeus, that are around 10 to 26% mark. And I would need to see some improvement over the months or consistency there before I get more interested in these EAs. I think the results are okay, but I would like to see higher levels, like at least Hades, to get truly more interested in those systems. Now, first of all, with Flagship, okay, I called also portfolio in the past. It's now called Flagship. The lower image is from a month ago, end of January. This upper image, the bigger one, is from end of February. So as you can see, the profit and loss grew from 112 to 123%. The profit and loss grew from $261,000 to $285,000. Those are thousands of dollars. Yes, you see it correctly. Okay, so it is a lot of profit there. And the balance grew from 492,000 to more than $500,000. So yes, I know that for retail traders, I know that for people who are showing educational videos, maybe they show an account of $1,000, maybe they show an account of 10,000, maybe even 20,000 or 50. That many show $500,000. This is actual capital. This is actual money that I am trading myself, of my own capital, on my own accounts. So it is quite a lot of money for retail perspectives. And that's not it. We also, of course, ECS is trading Nikita's capital and some of our acquaintances and some of our members, well, perhaps like you. So the whole total adds up to more than a million. So we are in the seven figures by now, which is, of course, a great mark to have reached. I remember starting with three figures with the trading with the hundreds, then thousands, then tens of thousands, and then reaching that big six figure, and now we're in the seven figures. So yes, that is exciting, of course, even for us, and it's going well. All right, so let's see how the rest of the year pans out. I don't want to just throw some stats that are from our members area, of course. I also want to show a track record from my FX book, and this is one of my accounts that I'm trading with the flagship method. And I have more because it's such a big amount. I just like to spread that capital for risk purposes, account diversification, risk diversification, etc. One of these, as you can see, been trading 1.5 years or more, plus 237%, and monthly 6.85%, drawdown about 10%, which is very low. Very happy. Last month was up a few percent again after January slightly negative performance. So flagship is truly, something I really, really adore, and let's hope it continues that way. But I believe it does. I believe personally that it will, and that's why, of course, I'm trading with that capital. February 2024, Athena EA, well, up 1.8%, I think, or so. If you remember by heart, drawdown a little bit higher, monthly average 2.77, total almost up 100%. It's a good trading, therefore more risky, therefore would consider trading it with less capital, but it is something to consider as a diversification. Cronus EA, I find a little bit more interesting because it's not as risky as Athena EA, and the drawdown is also lower with 12.6%. It's quite low. Monthly is 4.36%. So the monthly is also higher, and we gained 47% in about 9 months. So it's off to a great start. The only thing it needs is more live trading track record. Of course, it is quite short, 9 months, and of course, as this starts to expand, if this were to become a year, if this were to become 2 years, 3 years, of course, I would have even more interest in this, but it's a good start, and I do have some decent capital on this Cronus CA. Heda CA up 38%, but it's done over 12 months of trading, so it has a full 1 year of trading, but it managed to reach less profit than Cronus. Cronus more in less time. That said, it's still not bad, 2.52%. It's about the same performance as the Athena EA, so pretty good. ECS Live, more volatile, makes it a little bit less interesting at the moment, of course. It's making a good comeback, but it had some deep retracements as well. Never in negative territory, always in the positive or almost always in the positive, but not much of a consistency there. It looks like a range. I would like to see a little bit more consistency there in the future. Hermes, not bad. It just has a short track record of not even, I think, like 5 months or maybe shorter. So the monthly average is not bad with 3.23%, and the drawdown is also very low at 6%. It's just short track record, so it's up 15. I'll give it more time. Promising start though with Hermes. Zucier, less promising because it's been trading for 7 months now, but as you can see, the monthly average is low. The drawdown is high, so we'll give it more time. I still have it as a diversification, but my capital is relatively low on Zucier and Athenia, higher on others. That might change, but we'll have to show how it can perform in the future. If you're interested in joining any of these, write us at info@elitecurrency.com. It's easier to reach out to us and ask how you can join the managed accounts, how you can trade yourself with the EAs and just rent them. So write us and you get all the information. With flagship, only a managed account is possible. Whereas with the EAs, some of them, I think all of them you can rent, and some of them also have the option of managed account. With a flagship, it's only a managed account. Of course, we're all about transparency, so you can track all of our systems on my FX book. Not only the winning ones, we share all of it, also the ones that didn't do well, also the ones that had losses, all the ones that even where the entire account was lost. All of this there, so feel free to check it out We are transparent and we don't take away systems that didn't work out. All right, now it's time to take a look at something else. Let me think here. Yeah, I wanted to quickly show you the back office. So here you can see, quite new. I mean, for some of you, maybe you've been already familiar with it, but relatively new. This beautiful back office here at our Elite Currency website. Of course, when you go to Elite Currency, you can not only check out the back office, but you have all the information about our portfolio management, flagship, Dina, Zeus. Also, how you can trade solo with the EAs, signals, and our own methods for education. There are, of course, information with blogs and webinars as well. But Invest is the main tab. Once you sign up, you'll have access to this back office too, which is members area, where basically you can see my profit and loss, the gross total returns, the balance. You'll see a graph with all the performance. You'll see performance per method. You'll see the periodic performance, activity, and also how you can join these systems. On the left, you'll see, for instance, here the overview of investments, your purchases, the offers, transaction history, how you can connect to brokers, free signals, funding, if you want to become an affiliate. All of this information is there. So, with a lot of effort, a lot of sweat went into this to make it. But we're super happy with how it looks. We're super happy with the functionality that our members can stay connected. And not only that, but get easy updates, easy to track, easy to use, easy to set up and sign up. So we're very happy with that. All right. So if you want to try it out, feel free to do that, of course. We'll be delighted to help you. And once again, as I said in the last webinar, we are traders first. Our primary income, in my case, more than 90%, comes from trading itself. And a tiny, tiny minority comes from anything connected to education, less than 10%. So I don't have to do it if I didn't want to, but I like it. So I still do it for the time being. Maybe one day I'll stop. Of course, everyone will stop one day. So yeah. But for the moment, I still want to be in touch with traders. I like it. So it's fine. Trying to find somehow the screen for the charts is not popping up here. Hang on. So I'll do it this way then. Yeah, I think you should see it now. Okay, now it's working somehow. Okay, fine. So anyhow, yeah, main income, main purpose is trading. This is just an extra for us. We like to help. So yeah, feel free to follow us. Try to trade with a small amount of capital that you can afford to lose, and you can test how the results are. All right. That said, let's move on to the euro dollar 4-hour chart. It's moving up. There's some retracement going back to the 21 EMA at this moment. Overall, very choppy. It's probably could be making some triangle, maybe A, B, C, D. The D would have to go higher, and then maybe wave E. And after that, it might go up again. Still leaning towards a bullish breakout if price stays, especially above this support. So I would lean towards one more upside towards the 110, 111 area, then down again, and then maybe a bullish break of the triangle. Of course, the triangle could break down to, in that case, target is 102.50. First, the bottom at 105, then 102.50. We'll have to break through that trend line for me to be interested in shorts. Otherwise, I'm more bullishly oriented at this moment. Stock markets, 40K is very important. As I said, if it stays below 40K, there is some bearish kind of possibility still, although it's maybe impossible to imagine with such a run up from 32 to 39 in those few months. Technically, that could still happen, still an important level. So I'm slightly leaning towards a retracement still to 37.5, but sometimes I underestimate these bull runs. If it does break above 40,000, I would keep an eye on weekly candle close, see how this breakout looks like, and try to take the pullback and retest and bounce. But I will be still very, very careful about any false breaks, and monitor it closely. Closely monitor the price action on lower time frames, like the 4-hour chart, the daily, the hourly chart. But usually speaking, if there's no false breakout, it should be an uptrend continuation. Here, I think I would like to see it a little bit lower. It's too close to the 40,000 to my taste. I mean, I think that if it retraces back down to 37.5, 38 maybe, it could be good for a bouncing spot to retest at least the previous highs here at around 39,000. All right. DAX is just steaming away. It's all-time high. It's retesting that all-time high, actually, as far as I know, as far as I can see on this particular chart that dates back to 2000. So I assume it's all-time high. I mean, it would be nice. It had some bounce. I'm not sure if it's going to retrace anymore. If it does, any of these zones here at 17,500 or this at 17.4 certainly should be strong support zones. In any case, in my view, if it if it were to go that low. Pound USD. A bit messy, but does look like it's a little bit in a range, isn't it? We have to break above 128 really to get interested for a move maybe up to 130. This is right at resistance, and considering its range, I'm a little bit skeptical of this zone. Maybe for a down move, that seems also a little bit risky. I would wait for a breakout of the zone on the daily chart. Bitcoin totally broke through those fibs. Had some retracement at the 88.6 fib, about $10,000, I believe, from 64 down to 659. No, not even that, but only 5,000 actually. No, sorry. No. At the 88.6 fib, it was just a few $1,000s retracement. Then it made a new high, excuse me, and then it made a almost $9,000 dip, and that was bought up. And now it's back at that resistance. And there is some hesitation, as you can see here. ABC and flat. So I was wrong because I was bearish. Well, I mean, I was long-term bullish, obviously, but I mean to say that is I expected the uptrend to start slightly later. A few months from now, I thought that there could be another retracement back to the 30 level, and then an uptrend would start, in a very high likelihood. That timing element was wrong because the uptrend started right away, or at least this impulse started right away. From January, boom, there was nothing stopping it. And it's reached the previous high, actually slightly broke above that. So difficult spots, but I would say weekly candle close and break above that level could indicate full uptrend. If it doesn't do that, it's still a potential bouncing spot for a move maybe back to the 50K level. But I would say that that I wouldn't expect much more retracement. I might be naive, but I don't think that this has a lot of retracement in it. 45, 50 maybe. But otherwise, you see just so much momentum here. There should be plenty of support to push this back up if we get such a retracement. Gold also making higher highs, full on uptrend. I remember back in 2015 saying that this is a great buying spot. It was. Been uptrends ever since. ABC completed, move up, correction, and now it's breaking. Anyhow, let's see. We were talking about the Euro New Zealand last week, if I remember correctly. Let's see. We got a 61.8 bounce, target, and then a retracement up to 78. Again, a bounce and falling quite quickly. And if I remember correctly, I was viewing this bearish, but I have to double check again. I don't trade Euro New Zealand manually anymore, but I remember analyzing it together with you here. And that was 2 weeks ago. So let's see, 22nd of February, probably. Let me double check. To 22nd of February. So I'm not sure exactly anymore, but it's looking bearish at this moment. But it's too far at this moment. I would like to see some pullback in the continuation down to the bottom. If it falls immediately down to the bottom, then of course this bottom is still a little bit dangerous. All right. And it could be a bounce there. Dollar yen, we're getting a failure to break that double top. We have a lower high and now making a retracement. So I think a retest of those previous bottoms it is an uptrend, but should send it lower again. So retest and continuation lower, in my view, could bring it back to previous bottoms. Let's see. Maybe this could be a first bouncing spot up, then down, and I think it could go as low as somewhere in here, probably. And we can put a fib from here to here. Somewhere in those deeper fibs, probably. Around 141.50 up to 142.50, probably. All right, that's it for the moment. Thank you for joining. We wish everyone great trading once again. If you want to get more information about our systems, our trading, feel free to write us at info@elitecurrency.com. Otherwise, I hope to see you in a live webinar in 2 weeks from now, I think, 1st of March. And we have basically every 2 weeks, plus minus, we have these live webinars. So hope to see you there live. Of course, otherwise, if you only have time to join, the digital recording is also fine. Once again, info@elitecurrency.com to get all of your questions answered. And see you all very soon. Good trading and have a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.